Welcome to Hot 97 News, a brand new daily live news show where we talk about what's going on in the world. I'm your host, Donna Harris, here with Ronndell with 2 N's and Million.
Hey.
And we have got to talk about y'all's president, our president. He's everybody's president. He's everybody's president.
He's your president, Dale. He's your president.
Obama was our president. Biden was our president. Trump was our president. It is what it is. It is what it is. But he is a funny man. He's a funny man. He's got some clips going viral of him right now. And we're going to talk about how he even got to that point before we show it to you. So Trump was talking at the House Republican Policy Forum at the Kennedy Center, a.k.a. the Trump Kennedy Center, now that he's put his name on it. And this event is supposed to be to unify Republicans, kind of talk about party messaging, talk about how important the upcoming elections are in 2026, and just get everybody rallied around each other because they have a very thin majority right now. So they need to win every freaking seat they can get.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that Trump said is that he is kind of concerned about getting impeached again if the Democrats were to take control of the House and the Senate. Listen to this.
You got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things. They are mean and smart. They impeached me. I never knew I was going to be impeached. I get a phone call. You just got impeached. I said.
He finished it. He said, what is that?
Honestly, though, finding out you just got impeached on a phone call is crazy.
The fact that you're a president and don't even know what impeach is crazier to me.
Like, wait, he didn't know what it meant?
No, he said, yeah.
Oh.
I said, what was that?
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even know what impeachment was.
Well, honestly, and in his case, it really meant nothing because he still got to remain the president. You know what I mean? And I didn't even take that to mean he was saying he deserved to be impeached. I actually took that to mean he just felt like the Democrats were going to impeach him because they just keep doing that to him.
Do you think they'll do it, though? Do you think
1,000%?
Okay.
If they take control of the House or the Senate, 1,000%,
it's a wrap.
They're going to impeach him.
It's a wrap for him.
But if the other House or Senate, the other party in that equation is still majority Republican, then it means nothing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what we keep seeing happening. So if they win, if they sweep it and win, then maybe he's got, some kind of a problem. But I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Go ahead.
I respect it, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. Quick question. Now, when it comes to impeachment, what exactly does that mean? So when you impeach a president, do they immediately have to leave the office like that, like day after you impeach him? Is it kind of like you getting fired?
That's something that I think you should probably look up.
I'm looking it up now.
I think what I thought it meant was that it was a big deal and you got to go immediately.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But he's been impeached like twice?
Yeah, so it's like, should he even care? Should he even be upset or mad or like worried? Like,
but I don't think both House, I don't think the House and the Senate both impeached him in both cases. Am I lying? Am I making that up? We got so much to look up. So
it says the impeachment is basically like an indictment. So it's basically just saying that we have you on trial. So that's not necessarily them saying that
you're getting kicked out.
You're getting kicked out yet unless you're found guilty.
You
could get impeached because what's his name got impeached for having old girl in the office, right?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. He was impeached at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he never actually was kicked out of the office. He actually he left the office, correct?
The House charges you, and the Senate has to vote 2/3.
2/3.
Which none of them achieved. So Trump's first impeachment was in December 2019. The second was in January 2021. And he was the president the entire time. You know what I mean? So that's where I actually literally did not know that's what the process. Thank you, voice off screen, Will, for jumping in with that information.
Because I did not know. I always wondered what impeachment
You
really
would start
meant.
the show off asking a question that we don't know. Like, who does that? That's crazy. We got all these notes in this show. You want to ask one question we don't know?
Well, that's something that we should, we looked up, man. You know what I mean?
Something else that's not in the notes. Would y'all impeach Trump? Like, if y'all had the chance to. Off of everything that we've seen so far, do we think that it should go that far?
I'd impeach him.
I actually would say yes this time. I think last time they had a good reason to as well, like depending on who you ask. Because I feel like if you asked a room full of just hardcore Republicans, they would say Trump has a reason for everything he's done, and we support that policy, and we don't think that he should be impeached, and anything even scratching on the heels of impeachment is just another witch hunt, and it's going to go nowhere, and there's going to be no reason for it, just to waste a bunch of time. Mm-hmm. Democrats would say he is trying to clearly be an authoritarian and take over the world, at this point. So I don't know. Some of this stuff does dance on legality to me, and to an extent where it's like, I don't know what you're doing.
So what y'all are saying is like, mostly I would get him for like kidnapping of Maduro or something like that.
That was illegal.
That was one, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, depending on who you ask.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
there was a lot.
I mean, there's a lot of things that have been like questionably legal. The whole situation with ICE, with the National Guard, like that stuff's making its way through the courts.
Yeah.
Right.
He's sending people over to like Africa who they're deporting. I mean, it's not illegal. It just, some of this stuff is like, I think people just didn't know you could do.
Right.
Like you were allowed to do this stuff. And so I think that what he's done, technically he's been doing it by the book, and then just kind of doing things that people didn't know technically qualified as the book. So in that case, I don't know if he should be impeached. If he's doing it all, he's just exploiting things that are there to exploit.
Right. He's not the first president that has done this.
No.
All the things that he's done, there's been precedents already set that he's done. He's just done them all and like had terrible cover-ups in doing so. Like,
he might have taken it a bit further, I think.
In a little bit.
Just a little bit.
To be fair, you have a point right
Nobody's
there.
kidnapped the president.
That's wild.
Overnight.
But the interesting thing about this GOP thing and the midterm elections coming up is, like you said, it is slim margins. All of the 435 House rep seats are up for election right now. And then 35 out of the 100 seats are up for grabs. So like, this could really change a lot of things. Republicans hold majority in both the House and the Senate. The House, they have 220 seats, and then the Senate, they have 53 seats. So it's like, it's right, 53. So you have to have majority is 51. Majority is 51. So you see how close it is already in the Senate. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. So like he was saying, he might get impeached because they've done it before. Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I also thought the entire thing was funny because he was, again, rallying Republicans around each other and just support, blah, blah, blah. So he was talking about things that he's proud of. He was talking about how he is happy that he made it, made the gender thing unquestionable. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. If you're born a boy, you're a boy. And in that talk, he was, mocking transgenders? He was mocking transgenders.
That's not funny.
He was mocking, it was like, I don't even know if he was mocking transgenders. Y'all let me know. I think he was mocking women. Will, can we see it?
I want to really, when she gets it, and drops the thing, walks off the stage crying. Her mother's crying, her father's crying. Guy gets up. He said, "Have you lifted before?" A little bit. And he walks up, he could have gone ding, ding, ding. I think it was 112 pounds.
So it sounded like he was mocking women. He was saying women are struggling with the 112.
But he's saying women who are in the men's competition as a transgender can't compete. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah. I thought he was just saying, because he tells this joke all the time.
Right.
And he basically was just saying, hey, y'all, like, my wife, she hates when I do this joke. And then he said, you know what? It's unpresidential, but I'm going to do it. And I'm a president. That's what he made sure to restate that. He is the president.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Trump is funny, though. Can't you see why he got so far? Come on now.
No.
I can't. Not like that. That was so inappropriate. Yeah. And I thought it was AI when I first saw it. I was like, surely there's no effing way this man actually got on stage and did that.
Yeah.
It borderline looked like I was watching something not safe for work.
Well, yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah, it looked like it looks like that's what that's the sound he makes in bed. That's what that's what it looks like. It looks like he makes that sound.
I did not want to hear that. When you played it earlier today, I was like, what am I listening to?
That is a scary sight.
Yeah,
to see.
that's Trump right there. Sorry.
He is just showing what our president did.
That's literally what he did.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
he's the president of the United States. Nothing he should be able to do
is what?
should be able to be misconstrued.
That's crazy.
For not safe for work. So that's crazy. But he was talking about how he signed an executive order banning trans women and girls from playing in female sports. So, on the other side, in his mind, you don't want people born men in women's sports, boxing them, hitting them, beating up on girls is how they say it. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because people have different opinions on it. It's just that's what he's talking about here. He was also, though, talking about the Hyde Amendment, which has to do with healthcare, which has to do with abortion. So a lot of that was just kind of him talking off script and riffing there. And it wasn't really so much policy heavy, but he was talking about the fact that you do have to make some kind of a headway on healthcare. Because a lot of people's subsidies just got, expired and sent their healthcare skyrocketing. And one of the sticking points has been on abortion and whether or not the federal government has to pay for abortions. And so the Hyde Amendment is something that blocks federal money from paying for most abortions. And it's a huge priority for people who are anti-abortion, which are, primarily Republicans. Right. And he was telling them maybe you give some headway on that so that we can get healthcare over the hurdle that it's been under so far. And yeah, man, a lot of people did not like that.
Here's the thing, man. Men, mind your business, bruh. As men, we need to why are we worried about women? Why are we worried about women and their bodies? At the end of the day, if they want to get rid of a baby, let them get rid of a baby. So I understand the whole concept of, pro-abortion and not pro-abortion, but dog, we're dudes. We ain't got to go through none of that. Leave them women alone. At the end of the day, it probably need to be a group of women in the White House making this decision for other women. Not no group of dudes saying like, oh, you shouldn't be able to, you're killing the baby. Boy, what? That don't even make no sense, dog. Like, stay out of women's business. Y'all sound like some females trying to get other women's business. That's how it sounds. And I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
Oh, no. I'm saying Trump would probably agree with you. That's basically what he was saying at the GOP thing. He was saying, guys, we got to give him some leeway here. He's always been kind of like pro-rights when it comes to this in certain circumstances, like, I can't say the word, but unfortunate circumstances. Mm-hmm. So it's like, he would probably agree with you. And I'm saying, I agree with you too. You want to fight?
Interesting. Interesting.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that.
I agree with Trump on that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's certain circumstances, but this isn't about abortion.
No, it's not.
I can't go there, but we shouldn't.
But there are a lot of Republicans who voted for him because of the Republican stance of not allowing abortion. Yeah. They consider it killing babies. They consider it just literally murder. So that comment from him was perceived as being a little problematic.
That's what I thought.
And they feel like this could lose them the midterms if they have a lot of people around the country who are voting Republican for that. You saying, oh, we can walk some of that back.
Right.
It's not really what they want to hear. So we'll see what happens with that.
He's been doing his own thing this whole entire election, though. So.
He's been doing whatever the heck he wants, to include kidnapping / capturing a dictator / president of Venezuela, since everybody's got so many thoughts on that. And man, the developments there I seem like they just get crazier and crazier every day. First of all, the prison or the jail that Maduro's in right now, everybody's gone to that jail.
They in that thing. Everybody.
What do we like? Is that just like Club Fed?
I mean, it's got, what do you got? You got 6ix9ine who just went in there yesterday, actually. He's about to serve a 3-month stint. And Luigi, the guy that killed the
healthcare CEO. Brian,
CEO.
I can't remember his last name.
And now you got Maduro in that thing, bro. It sounds like it's about to be a new season of Orange is the New Black. That's what I see. I see Orange is the New Black coming back, bro, because, I mean, they in there, it seems like they're just collecting these people like Infinity Stones right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting real.
I literally think that there must be some kind of a bunker under there that's like nice and lavish. Because how are all these uber rich people in this same jail? And you really got all of them in a jail that's nasty and horrifying?
Well, it might not be nasty that day in there. You know what I'm saying?
So it says, according to reports in 2024, there were reports that said that there was maggots being served to inmates.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of different things there. Like in 2019, the inmates at the time, they had their heat and lights go out during the polar vortex.
Wow.
Yeah, for a week.
That's crazy.
Heat and lights.
Heat and lights?
Yes.
God,
so I don't think the people that's going to these prisons is like getting any light sentences at all. Like I think,
well, this is
they going through it over there.
Yeah, and this is at MDC too. So I mean, I don't know too much about like the New York jail system. All I know is Rikers Island and stuff like that. But I don't know too much about the New York jail system. But from what I have heard is that the New York jail system ain't nothing to be played with. Like we think Clayton County jails is bad, but New York is on a whole nother level from what I hear, bro.
And they're not the only names. Wasn't Diddy there as well?
Diddy was there. R. Kelly.
Yeah. Ghislaine Maxwell. Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
It's like how are all of y'all ending up in the same jail? There's crazy. And all y'all are in a jail with maggots and like just disgusting, horrifying conditions.
Somebody. There has to be a place for it. They're not in general population by any means. They're too high profile of characters. So with those type of people, they usually send them to SEG, and then SEG, they'll probably do most of their sentence. And then when they get sent to prison, they'll probably go back into SEG, but they're not.
SEG, you mean like
segregation?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're not. That's jail talk.
Yeah. I'm about to say, a little too casual for me.
No, that's so they'll go into segregation, and they won't be in gym pop at all.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit.
So that is where Maduro and his wife were taken, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Cartel de los Soles was dropped from the indictment, and that's kind of making headlines right now because, again, this whole thing was started under the guise of he is a drug dealer. He is the leader of a cartel called Cartel de los Soles, and this is one of the reasons why he is under the knife of us right now. He is sending dangerous, poisonous drugs, fentanyl, they said it was fentanyl, into the United States. Fentanyl is not listed in the indictment, and now they have dropped Cartel de los Soles from the indictment as well. And before, I looked at the before and the after. Before, if you believe, the find button, because I just went through to the indictment and pushed find Cartel de los Soles. In the original indictment, it was there like 32 times. And in this new indictment that they just revised, it's there twice.
Oh, wow.
And in the old one, they were saying things like, they said that it was the Venezuelan military who were members of the cartel that Nicolas Maduro helped manage and lead the Cartel de los Soles. Under the leadership of Maduro and others, Cartel de los Soles sought not only to enrich its members and enhance their power, but flood the United States with cocaine. And Maduro prioritized using cocaine as a weapon against America with Cartel de los Soles. And it was all about him with Cartel de los Soles. Now it's just... It's like a footnote. It's barely mentioned in this indictment. And if you guys know the history of Cartel de los Soles, like the actual name of it, that's something that the Venezuelan people came up with back in the 90s to just describe allegations that they had high-ranking people in their government involved in the drug trade because their military members or high-ranking military members have suns on their uniforms. Where we have stars, they have suns. So it's Cartel de los Soles, of the suns, Cartel of the suns. So it was always just something that the Venezuelan people had said, and we took that and said, oh no, it's a real cartel. And it's a real legit cartel and that they're all in on it. It was like, wait, no, what? Like, that's not a real thing. Now it's been dropped.
Now, this still doesn't absolve him from the allegations that he's a drug trafficker, though.
1,000%.
So, but it is kind of sketchy. It does go to show that the government might mess up here and there, It's not even mess up.
They were, in my opinion, it looks like they were blatantly like misleading the public to make it sound sexier than it actually was, just to go like just have an excuse for all this stuff. Because if you think about it, they made fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. And they kept saying that Maduro was trafficking fentanyl, and everybody knows how deadly fentanyl is. Yeah. Fentanyl is not mentioned in this indictment one time. Cocaine is. Right. So it just made it seem like he is a cartel leader, and this is the name of it, and this is what he's trafficking. You get to the indictment, and none of this is in there. What are we talking about here?
But doesn't that just show that they're showing corrections? That just shows that they're like,
their own correction. They made it up.
Made it up. Maybe they got the wrong information. Who knows? I think we be a little too hard on the government sometimes.
What?
Okay.
That does sound crazy. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my God.
Okay.
I think we're being a little too
You're
hard
going to
on
let the government blatantly tell you some stuff in the news and then get to the legal system where they have to prove it and take it all back after they captured a president, dictator, and say that, oh, well, they just had the wrong information. They're the ones who made it up.
From sources that they've gotten before, though. I don't know.
Man.
Regardless, it does go to show that there's still drugs involved in this indictment. That doesn't absolve it from anything.
That is very true. And as far as the positives here, Trump said the U.S. is going to get 30 million to 50 million barrels of oil from Venezuela at market price. He posted this to Truth Social, and he says that he's pleased to announce the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. So that oil is going to be sold at market price. The money is going to be controlled by me, as President of the United States of America, to make sure it's used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States of America. So, I mean, I guess that's great.
I don't trust him.
You don't trust the...
Now that is something, like, I've never heard of that. You're seizing assets that you use with the government, and then you're going to say, oh, I'm going to keep it. Don't worry. Trust me. I'm going to make sure it goes to the right place.
We'll disperse it out.
I can't trust that. I can't trust
disperse
that.
It out here,
especially
make sure
knowing that
he
tried to make that White House ballroom and everything like that. Like, how do we know that some of that money isn't going there or to your friends' pockets? Who knows? You know, I am kind of worried with Trump with that. He's not a perfect angel at all.
Yeah. When you see where the money is going and what moves were made in the lead up, and you'd have to go down this rabbit hole yourself because it's way too much to get into, and you guys don't care. It's just, it's too much. But at some point, you do kind of have to question why we did all of this. Like we were talking about yesterday, they said, we've talked to the oil companies who are just ready to go and invest billions of dollars. And then the next day, oil companies were like, wait, we said what? They got a meeting on Friday to talk about it. And I just don't know that that's true. Like, we don't know what's true or not. They say whatever they want.
It's true. And recently, Citgo, Venezuela's oil company, has been almost like in talks with getting bought out by an American billionaire or something like that. And there's allegations from when I looked at it that says that he was actually cool with Trump. Like, this billionaire knows
like donated to the campaign, right?
The campaign, donated to the PACs, donated to the GOP. So it's like, that is a little fishy right there.
And it was fishy because you're talking about Elliott Investment Management, and it says that they're poised to acquire Citgo at a $6 billion bid, even though the value of Citgo is at $11 to $13 billion. So he's getting it. He's stealing it. Not stealing it for real, but like, imagine something costs $13 billion and you're buying it for $6 billion.
Yeah.
Right.
How? That's crazy.
He got the hookup.
That's a heck of a hookup.
He got the deal. He got the deal of a lifetime because Citgo, they also own a lot of oil refineries out here in America too, down by the Gulf. So with that, he's about to have, mind you, oil refineries in themselves are billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's about to just get this for like $6 measly billion, that's crazy.
He's going to make bank if this all works out. So, that's still, I guess, making its way through the process. But it is nuts when you see just how many people stand to make money and how this happened. And they left the same regime in place. You had Venezuelans celebrating in the streets because of this. And the same exact regime is in place minus Maduro. All of them had said in the aftermath of him getting arrested, your mission is going to carry on. Like, Venezuela is fine. Like, we're going to take your mantle up from here and nothing is necessarily going to change. But Trump did say he's hearing something else on the phone. So they could be big talking to the public and actually agreeing with the Trump administration. This deal that he's talking about with these barrels of oil, that didn't happen out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they did make a deal and if they're just, talking hot stuff to their people, because again, we also heard that threat that Trump made against the vice president who's now in charge. You could meet a worse fate than Maduro if you don't fall in line.
Right.
He's floated going back in there and doing a second strike if they don't fall in line. So
all this goes
liberation. That's what liberation feels like, I guess.
All all this goes to show I just need friends in high places.
Amen.
Because if they could give me a hookup like that, man, I'm happy.
Straight up.
I'm happy, bro.
Okay. Well, we do have to leave that right there, but we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, everybody. Man, Minnesota is hot this year.
What?
Like, who saw what was coming for Minnesota this year? Homeland Security is now planning to send 2,000 officers to Minnesota for its largest immigration operation ever. And you know it's all targeted right now, primarily probably at the Somali community.
Yeah, they about to take a sweep, son.
Man, I mean, so they're sending 2,000 federal agents, and it's been carried out by ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigations, and other just DHS units. And they're focusing on the fraud allegations tied to Somali residents and, of course, other immigrations. I'm sure if they have other people from South America or Africa or other country who they just happen to sweep up in this, they'll sweep it up. But they're being sent there primarily, partly, in large part, I would say, because of the Somalis. And we saw the reason why that random guy, independent journalist, 23-year-old kid, goes to Minnesota and he walks through this building and starts to just ask people like, hey, can I get some health care? You're a healthcare company. Can I bring my kid here? You're a childcare center. And he just got a bunch of people who were saying, meh, I don't know what you're talking about. Meh, you got to get out of here. Meh, I'm calling the police. So he was making the point that he feels like this is fraudulent activity. You know what I mean? And so this is what really busted this whole thing wide open. How much money are you people getting from the federal government and from the state? And you don't have a childcare center that we can send our kids to. So that's how all this started. And in fact, now Nick is saying that leftists are coming after him because he feels like, well, I exposed this fraud and we should all be on the same page of fraud is bad. And let's crack down on fraud and whatnot. And he says he's been getting a lot of flack from doing this to these people as if he was basically harassing them.
Nick Shirley is a industry plant.
Think so.
He's an industry plant.
Why you say that?
Come on now. Come on now. Where do you come from? We ain't know about.
True.
Wait. Come on now.
23-year-old.
Just popped up out of nowhere.
Independent journalist. I'm going to go walk through this building.
Dog. Industry plant, bro.
I do think, can you look this up? I think that he went with somebody who had been trying to bang the door down on this specific instance here, like this incident, I should say here. And so I think, like, look up who he was with. Who was Nick Shirley with when he went through? I think it was somebody who was already trying to expose
that white guy?
The older man.
Yeah.
So I think if that's the case, maybe they just both decided to do this. But to your point, like, who even are you?
Come on, dog.
And how did this just blow up like this?
Come on, bro. And where did you get the information from to even go do this?
Right.
Like, who gave you this information? Because nobody knew about this. We didn't know about this down in Atlanta.
No.
You know what I'm saying? As we, but like, who told you this was going on? Where did you get tipped off at? Come on, bro.
And like we were talking about before, like, fraud is happening literally everywhere. So many people probably around the country are banging down the door trying to expose fraud and get absolutely nowhere.
But you
find, like, just this hotbed.
Come on, bro.
Just on a random day.
Hot fire, too.
And went when they weren't even in business hours. And it exploded into millions and millions of views. It is interesting.
Yeah. So he was accompanied by David Hotch. Hotch is a local political operative. He's a lobbyist and a one-time right-wing candidate for the office in Minnesota.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Was he trying to expose this?
He was trying to, he went with him to go and try and expose this whole entire thing. But now that I'm seeing that he was a political operative and and he was with the right wing, it's like, interesting, because, like, there's allegations out there saying that Nick Shirley just was, like, kind of fabricating this whole story in a sense. Not fabricating it, but, like, he was definitely doing some wrongdoings, like journalism no-nos. Like, you're going during times that they're closed.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make much sense, right?
Right. I couldn't make a big sweeping allegation about you and then go to your office at midnight and be like, he's not here to say anything about these allegations. And that's basically what they were saying. Like, why would you come here outside of business hours? You're just trying to make us look bad. That's what I think he's talking about, getting all this flack from the left, because people on the left have been saying that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you doing that? And apparently, Minnesota investigators say childcare centers accused of fraud are operating normally. So people did go in and start investigating this stuff, and apparently
there was kids and stuff in there, and
Minnesota officials inspected all childcare centers named in the video and said they were operating normally, casting doubt on the fraud claims.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that sucks about that, so Nick Shirley came in there and did all these things, and now a lot of these preschools are their funds that they get from the federal government are frozen.
Yeah.
So there's teachers that may not be getting paid. There's food that might not be getting paid for, but they still have to operate because it's a business. So it's like you came over here and you was trying to start stuff and you actually affected certain communities.
A lot of people.
If it was proven that it's because the investigation is still ongoing, but if it was completely proven that you was doing these wrongdoings, it's like, dang, man.
So is Nick Shirley, do we hate Nick Shirley?
I mean, it depends on what happens.
Is it screw Nick Shirley? Because that's, just like you said, Million, that's messed up. If these people were doing right, and you came in and tried to make this narrative up, this false narrative of what they were doing and how they were, bro, you just messed up people's livelihoods. You messed up the way people feed their family. You messed up this, that, and the third. So it's kind of like, dang, dog, without you doing the proper journalism, the proper research and the right journalism, dog, you probably messed up people's lives.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like screw Nick Shirley a little bit.
Well, and he got Walz out of there because the governor decided, so I guess I will not be trying to get myself reelected after all. Mm-hmm. And I think that this whole saga is even more insane because he was going to be the vice president.
Yeah.
If Kamala would have won, he would have been the vice president. And that's where a lot of people were like, you didn't know all this was going on right here. And you were trying to help lead the country. That's crazy. But so I think that's also where it gets even more interesting when you hear that investigators did go check out those childcare centers and nothing was wrong. But Walz basically said, we got all this heat on this. I don't really want to focus on a campaign right now. I'd rather put all my attention on governing. So I'm not going to try to get reelected. But honestly, this just looks so bad.
It looks bad.
That I don't think he would have won anyway at this point.
And that's why I said Nick Shirley's an industry plant, because it's like, yo, you put him in that place to make, you see how everything, it's a domino effect. All this happened and now Tim Walz is out and this, that, and the third. It's just it's a domino effect of stuff, bruh. It's a domino effect of stuff.
Mind you, this guy, kid, Nick Shirley, his videos were boosted by Vice President J.D. Vance and Elon Musk.
Come on, bruh.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
That does get you millions and millions of views.
What are we talking about here, bruh? What are we talking about here, bruh?
Suddenly you got thousands of agents descending on Minnesota.
Come on, man. This dude had 53,000 comments on one of his videos about that.
Yeah.
53,000 comments?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, bruh. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, his daughter, Tim Walz's daughter, Hope Walz, said, I'll be honest in saying having the entire right-wing infrastructure launch a hate and bot campaign against you and your family really sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, Nick Shirley. And see, I kind of want to stick beside him because I'm like in his age range.
Yeah.
You know? And he's doing big numbers.
I think it was
Big
dope.
numbers.
As a journalist, I respect you just saying, look, the news isn't doing it. The government isn't doing it. I'm going to go do it.
Sure.
I think that's really cool.
Right. I think that's cool, but there's rules you still have to follow.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that is good about establishments and things like that is because there's certain rules and regulations that are set there for you to follow. And when you're a freelance journalist, you don't have to necessarily follow them, but then you got to take the flock that comes with it.
100%.
You got to make sure that your stats are completely accurate.
Because if that video started with, now we're here outside of business hours, but we're going to go walk through this building and see what kids are here, everybody would have been like, all right, you're here outside of business hours. What are we talking about here? And if a phone was not captured in that video, we would have had no clue, because that's what busted that whole thing wide open. Somebody said, wait a minute, that phone says 11 or 1 or whatever it was. They open at 2. So if somebody didn't catch that phone screenshot in the recording, we would have no clue.
Yeah,
that really exposed him.
Yeah, he would have been out there. He would have been out there doing, it's messed
crazy.
Up. It's messed up, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of journalists out there on TikTok and Instagram right now that, well, so self-proclaimed journalists
100%.
out there.
Yeah.
And I was at one also, but then when I actually did the research, I'm like, dang, like I actually worked at a radio station, worked at all these other different places. And they taught me and trained me that like, you have to be very careful with what information you put out there. because things like this can happen.
Yeah.
He should be sued. If I'm keeping it a stack, Nick Shirley should be sued.
If it comes out. That, because it's like I think they had until Friday? I just got those notes off my screen. But I think they had until Friday to just actually look into this and see, just to make sure the money is going where it's supposed to go. Everybody's submitting the information. They have the kids there that they're supposed to have there. What does it say here? This says that, yes, despite that, federal agencies say investigations are ongoing and funding will remain frozen until Minnesota provides additional documentation by Friday. So, hopefully they get this all sorted out. But if they don't, that'd be crazy. So we are waiting to see. Nick Shirley, he's either a hero or a villain.
And he has millions of subscribers. Well, he has thousands of followers. Yeah. I'm sure he's monetized on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless, he's
after getting those. So it's like you hurt these communities, but then you're still getting paid from it. And that's the thing that sucks, man. So like I said, sue him. They need if it comes out that he's wrong, he needs to be sued so he can learn his lesson.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there was never any fraud in Minnesota, because there was, I think, actual proven fraud that was going on, and they were still trying to get a handle on all of it. So that's why it was crazy that this guy even just exposed any in the first place. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with that. Can we make this unserious for just like 1 second? For like 1 second. Okay. So, now it's got all these streets trying to expose fraud around the country. And other people are saying, you know what, we're also going to expose fraud. This is going to be something all of us are going to do ourselves now. And so there's a guy, I don't know if you guys know of him, but his name is Benny Johnson. He's a political commentator and a YouTuber, and he's really big. A lot of people know him if you know him. And he said next week, him and his team, they're going to travel to the fraud capital of the world, California. And that's what Governor Gavin Newsom said in response. We'll make sure Grindr servers are ready. That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
Our politicians are unhinged now.
Well, they're not on Hinge. They're on Grindr. That is what they're on, dog.
And if you don't know what Grindr is, it's a place where one may go to find love.
It's a gay hookup app.
If they were gay.
Let's stop beating around the bush. That's exactly what it is.
Why is that funny?
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's funny because of what he said in the tweet here.
No, I'm playing,
we'll make sure the Grindr servers are ready. He's basically saying, that's right. That's right. The voice of God again from off screen. The Grindr servers crash at the TPUSA, the Turning Point USA. Was it a conference they had, or was it that it was some event that they had in the funeral for Charlie Kirk? Yes, it wasn't a conference, so there was a lot of people who were on the right descend on this because they wanted to lay Charlie Kirk to rest.
Yeah.
And the Grindr servers crashed in that area.
You horny dogs.
And they're the ones who are generally anti-LGBTQ. It's very interesting. When you peel back the onion in this country, it gets a little weird.
Well, here's the thing. The ones that are the loudest about homophobia are usually the ones that are gay.
And it's at this point, it's 2026. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody. Do
whatever you want.
Yeah, be your authentic self. If you like doing that, do that. And also, bro, it ain't none of my business what y'all do behind closed doors.
Right.
So, but definitely don't be out in the public being like, oh, I hate gays and deaf to the transgenders and deaf to the no.
When you know,
come on, brother.
At home, yeah.
Because
what are we talking about here?
Come on now. You're 2 shakes away from a rainbow. Let's not get it twisted.
Oh my God. So Grindr confirmed that the issue stemmed from technical strain caused by unusual high density of users.
Them your people.
In specific.
Them your people too. Them your
specific area.
Yeah, them is your people.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Mind explodes. He just finds out.
Them is girlfriend.
You got a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, we know it's not you. We know you.
No, we're good.
It's just your people.
Your people though. Your people though, wilding.
That is wild. I did not know that.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy.
That is what it is.
Okay. Also crazy. Did you hear the story about how some of these people might be getting breast implants? Because some of that meat is coming from cadavers.
Some of that meat is wild. God, that is a crazy statement. Some of that meat is coming from cadavers.
And cadavers are dead bodies. I mean, we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, I mean,
not you, but you know, the people got to make sure it's all family establishment here. Okay, so there's a new cosmetic filler called aloe clay. You know they're gonna give it a new name, call it something sexy. You know, we can't call it cadaver meat.
Yeah,
but they're using sterilized, purified fat harvested from donated human cadavers to enhance body contours. So they're using it for BBLs. They're using it for, which is the Brazilian butt lift, you know. They're using it for breast augmentations, hip dip corrections, body sculpting, all types of things. And it's really for people who don't have the fat of their own to do it themselves. So typically, like, you might get like a liposuction and it would take the fat from somewhere and then put it somewhere else. That's why some people get BBLs. You're like, man, you look better as a whole. Where did the fat go?
Yeah.
The fat went to wherever they wanted it to go, potentially. And not in every single case, of course, but sometimes. So if you are so skinny that you don't have the fat, you can get it from a cadaver.
Listen, do not give me no hamdy-down booty cheek meat. Do not. You better. If I find out, if one of the homies and one of my homegirls ever get like a breast augmentation or something, and I have to add, like, where'd you get that extra piece of breast meat? And they like, yeah, a dead person. I'm gonna be like, no, if you don't take this person up out of me, I don't want nothing. What? Give me no.
Wait, okay. So just in general, and I know every guy is different, but like, how do you guys feel about that in general? Just like the BBLs, the fake boobs. What do you? I mean, I feel like I already know what. I already know what you're gonna say. He was mad at that pastor's wife.
Yeah, he
dress.
was.
I know what you're gonna say.
No,
how you feel about it, Mel?
I mean, I like mine a little bit more natural. I prefer that, but I mean, I do like to at least observe, you know, from a distance. I do like to observe from a distance. I will say that it does look nice. I have not tried it yet. Nor shall I.
Nor shall I.
Right.
I'm down. I'm down with the BBLs.
What about you, Dale?
I'm down with the BBLs. Down with the. You know what I'm saying? Fake titties, all that. Yeah. All that.
That's interesting because I feel like, you know, it feels like regular bodied women are just losing in this world. The BBLs and the fake titty people, they get like everything. They're always in the club getting all these bottles. They're getting jewelry. They're getting money. They're getting cars. Meanwhile, you just get born the way God made you. You get a job.
Yeah. I think it's messed up though that these girls are getting all these like breast augmentations and BBLs and stuff with these cadavers because you don't know what kind of, you know, fat these people had.
They
you know
sterilize
what I mean?
it.
No, they sterilize, but you still don't know what kind of fat they had. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if they had the good fat or the bad fat. You dig me? Like, because there's good fat and bad fat. If some fat, and it's, you know, ain't nothing, they ain't taking none of this fat, but from skinny people, ain't never fat cadavers that they taking all this fat from. That's all I'm saying.
Say it here.
We know it. Come on now.
Providers say that aloe clay supports natural collagen growth, and it does have a lifelike look and feel. Yeah,
lifelike, ain't it from a body?
Dead, but yeah.
So it comes from
life.
Lifelike.
Okay.
Yes, like life. And the costs typically start around $10,000.
Yeah, do not give me.
But can climb into the tens of thousands depending on the volume and the areas treated.
Tens of thousands for pre-owned
for dead
booty?
People booty meat.
That's crazy.
Hey,
pre-owned breast is wild, bruh.
But I'm sure the fat could come from anywhere. That's crazy. Also crazy is what's going on.
I'm sure the fat could come from any of your toes, your elbow. It don't matter. Wherever your fat is, just go ahead and take it off and just put it in meat. Yeah, it's all good. No, girl. I want to know where the fat come from. That's not something we just gonna skip over.
Okay, we gotta move on to talk about what's going on with sports betting right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Do y'all sports bet by any means?
I don't.
You don't?
It's all over my head. You know, I lose all my money like that.
I feel you. Well, a lot of things have been happening in the sports betting community. A lot of these people have really just deleted their sports apps because if y'all don't know, there has been a lot of allegations from the NBA to the NFL that there's a bunch of cheating.
I've seen.
There's a bunch of rigged games inside of the NFL and the NBA. I'm a firm believer that there is. I don't think that everything is truthful as they say it is when it comes to the NBA and NFL. Why are you missing field goals, you know, at the 5-yard line? It don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. Why are you doing that? You get paid to kick. So that's what I'm saying. I deleted all my my gambling bets apps because I just was losing too much. But I started to see a pattern of like, hey man, when I'm about to hit this bet, all of a sudden he gets hurt, or all of a sudden they take him out, or And it's like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? So I understand. I do get the frustration with a lot of these bettors when it comes to this gambling, like sports gambling, because a lot of it's rigged. I think the NBA, and there was a bunch of scandals when it came to the NBA from the referees.
I remember that.
Yeah, a bunch of the referees were, and then a bunch of players were gambling. And, you know, when you are a player gambling,
that's crazy.
Bruh, you have like the ability to rig the game.
Literally
rig the game to make your bets right, bruh. So it's like, with knowing that information, you can't really trust it.
And you know what's crazy? Because there are some games where you watch and you're like, ref, what?
What are you talking about?
There's no way you blind? And the idea that they might have just been getting paid off that is crazy.
Yeah, man. That's why I usually, when I was betting, I was betting on nothing but NCAA, because it's hard to rig a NCAA game. It's so many.
That's what March Madness is, though, right?
Yeah. March Madness,
like
NCAA.
In the past couple of years, even March Madness was like, the best
hard.
team was like losing to like the worst team.
Nah, man. It's hard to rig those games.
That's for real? With the players? The players can't?
Yeah. It's hard to rig NCAA
Oh, so I really just lost March Madness because I was okay.
But NBA and NFL, very easy to rig. Man. You know what I mean? Those people don't care. I mean, they already make, nowadays with the NIL, I guess the NCAA kids don't care either. But yeah, man, it's a rigging of games. I'm a firm believer of the NBA and NFL, and that's messed up. I mean, you're costing people their houses. You're costing people their cars. Yeah. Some of these dudes are killing themselves because they lost, a parlay, and it was like, oh, I could have won $70,000 off a $1,000 slip, and then it didn't hit, and it's like that was their last $1,000. So yeah, bro, y'all are
at the same time, like, you're putting yourself in a position where you can lose your house, lose your rent, lose your car, lose your this, that, and the third. And it's like, some of y'all take it too far anyways.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to bet on something, it's with money I'm literally planning to lose. If I go to a casino even, I'm planning to lose this money, and it'd be great if I did it.
Exactly. Gambling is an addiction, just like anything else. You know what I'm saying? So you start to gambling, bro. A lot of times, 9 times out of 10, people can't get it. It's a rush. It's a high. You don't gamble at all, Mill?
I am not a financial advisor. No, I do not gamble.
What the heck?
I invest, brother.
That's
I'm
gambling.
Investing in oil companies. I'm investing in oil companies, if anything. That's the only place I'm putting my bets in. Oil companies.
Gamble.
Yeah.
It's a gamble.
Bets.
But did you hear that's why he said, I'm not a financial advisor?
But I mean, we just got some good oil. We got some good oil. We gonna do something with it. I'm just saying. Hey,
we'll see what happens.
Don't take my advice, though. I'm not a financial advisor.
All that stuff is gambling, man. If you think about it, everything that you put in if you're putting your money and it's leaving your pocket and you don't know where it's going and you're trying to make more of it, gamble. It's a gamble. Starting a business, gamble. Entrepreneurship, gamble. All of it's gamble. So yeah, you might not be giving financial advice, but I think we all can come to an agreement. All this is a gamble. What we doing right now is a gamble. We don't know if it's going to work or not. This is a gamble. This is a gamble.
Yeah. But I think when you put this story in, I thought that you meant that they were deleting their apps because it was under some kind of investigation. Is any of this getting into the realm of you guys are rigging this so we're federally investigating this, or is this not even anything the federal government gets involved in? It's just y'all's fault?
They can't. The only thing they could do is prosecute the people that are doing the rigging. So they can't do anything with like the actual companies that they can't do anything with Prize Picks or any of those people. They can't really do anything with that because they're not rigging the games.
Yeah.
But the people that are rigging the games, they have
Prize Picks, and they're like pissed at this because this is their money.
I mean, not necessarily because they're winning. So if I put in, so this is how it works. If I was to put in a $10 bet on, let's say, Kirk Cousins to throw the first touchdown of the game. Okay. I put $10 in to hit $50. All right.
Okay.
So now my 10, I lose. He don't throw a touchdown. He gets an interception. We lose the game.
Okay.
Now I just lost $10. Now imagine if 1 million people put that bet in.
Oh,
Prize Picks just hit. So all the rigging is working on their favor for sure because
people think
we're losing.
I see.
You get a bunch of losers.
I see.
You have a bunch of losers. So they don't care about the rigging.
Okay.
They want it to be rigged.
Okay.
But they can't necessarily. But they can't necessarily put their finger on it saying that they're rigging the game for us. No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Man.
The more you know. That's why you got to watch Hot 97 News.
Come on now.
We are pretty much done actually now. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.